Hi, Alekhya. I guess we can start with the session.
Absolutely, Harshit.
Great. So, hi everyone. Thank you for joining in on a Sunday morning. I am Harshita Garg, and today we have Alekhya with us. Hi, Alekhya. How are you doing?
I'm doing absolutely great.
Great. So, today's topic is about how to create an epic brand strategy. So, I am looking forward to the session. Let's start with a brief introduction of yours, and then we can move ahead with the slides.
Sure. Next slide, please. Hello, everyone. I'm Alekhya Rakija. As you can see on the slide, I'm actually a social media and a content strategist. I've been in the social media marketing industry for the past 3 years, in forms of projects, internships, and various other aspects. And yeah, so my as of now, my vision is to help businesses grow with custom methods. Now, my passion actually helped me start my own agency. It's been 6 months old. Can we go to the next slide? So my agency's name is Creative Commute. It's been 6 months. I've had opportunities to work with clients across Hyderabad, Vishakhapatnam, Mumbai, and if I want to speak some of my global clients, they are based out of Canada and Australia. And yeah, I'm just starting it, and I hope we reach greater heights. But coming to the session, you all have taken out your precious 12 to 1 time, and I will make sure that it's value added. And some of my stints also include a brand like Geo Creative Labs. I worked with one of the biggest brands when I was working in this agency. Yeah, so we'll go forward. So here are a few of my milestones and the kind of industries I've worked with. I've worked with B2B, I've worked with fashion, I've worked with consumer products, I've worked with luxury, education, hospitality over the past 3 years. And I must tell you, every brand has a different strategy to enter, and that really helped me bring this entire session. Whatever I've learned in the last 3 years, I'm going to package it in this 1 hour and I'll make sure that it's fruitful. Here are a few of my results on the social media front. I created a page called the Resonating Thoughts. 2 years, 2.5 years ago, I have some great statistics to show you guys that how good content can get you 1 lakh reach and 3,000, 4,000. These are the numbers in front of your eyes. And yeah, now let's get to the session. Enough of talking about who am I and what my work is. So, guys, what is branding? Now, one of the biggest myth of branding is next slide. So, everyone thinks that branding is a good logo design, branding is great social media content, branding is having brand colors. Of course, these are very important, but this is the biggest myth. Whenever I talk to anyone about branding, all they think is just about digital marketing. I mean, I'm an owner of one of a marketing agencies, and I do a lot of digital work. But trust me, every plan which we create for every business has so much more than just social media. Next. So what branding actually is actually branding is a very long term game. It's a very much long term plan. Now, if you will ask how much long term, for some businesses it could be 6 months, for some businesses it could be 1 year. And if I'm telling you this statement, I'm absolutely wrong. There is no time period for branding. Branding is an ever going process. It will be there from the start till the very end of your business. So please correct this thing. If you're approaching any marketer to get your business work done, no one can show you who you are in a period of 3 months or 6 months. It's a long term commitment, and I will tell you step by step how to create a kick-ass branding strategy for your business or for a client's business for that matter. Next.
So before we go forward, I just want to say that if audience has any doubts, any questions, they can put it in the chat box, and after we get over with the PPT, we can ask if they want to discuss something with us. So yeah.
100%. I'll be happy to answer them. Now, If I had to define branding in one line, it is how your customers recognize and experience your business. And people, I want to tell you, a lot of many things have changed post Corona, and hence I came up with a 6 important question model which will help you solve your branding for your business. If you are able to answer these 6 questions with honesty and integrity, you will be able to scale well. So, this is the first question. Harshita, when I say next, then only go next. Okay. So, this is the first question. What am I trying to solve with my business? Everyone just wants to start a business. Everyone just wants to start a product which is very lucrative in their industry. But did you ever realize, do you ever sit with yourself that how beneficial is my product or service for my potential target audience? What am I easing out? How am I helping them grow their revenue? Every business, this is an equation of a success business. For example, my business is to help businesses grow. So your business will also have an equation. And trust me, the most fundamental equation for every business is every business helps a business grow. This is a reality. You are not just solving a part of their business, you are contributing a lot to their business. So sit with yourself, make a list of services which you think can help your service or product solve someone's business. This is a very important question to solve. Next question. Who is my ideal customer and who isn't? I'll give you a very practical example. So I come from the city of Destiny. I live in Vishakhapatnam, and I was pitching for 4 Points. So 4 Points Sheraton is a really big brand, guys. And I thought that I might not have a chance to work with them, or because of course they're a very bigger brand, they would have their own agencies, in-house agencies. But I just took up a chance. So who do you think will I pitch? Do you think I'll pitch the CEO of 4 Points? Do you think I'll pitch the managing director of 4 Points? Do you think I'll pitch the manager of 4 Points? Absolutely not. These three are wrong designations. Who I would ideally pitch is the marketing manager who actually takes care of the sales part of the 4 Points. And hence, this is a very subtle thing. Everyone knows who their ideal customer is, but no one ever focuses on who is not your ideal customer. And this is very important. I want you to, when after this session, I will be sharing this PPT. I mean, Harshita, is there any mechanism to share this PPT with the people if they have any questions on their email ID or so?
Yes, so I'll share the PPT with the attendees on their mail IDs. Or even if they would DM me on WhatsApp, they would get it.
Great, awesome. So, guys, please do an exercise. Who is your ideal customer should have a list, and who isn't your ideal customer should have a list. And I'll tell you another practical example. So, one of my clients is in the manufacturing industry. Okay, and their supplies are boilers, furnaces. So these are all industrial equipments. Now, I actually made a graph. I made a list of people who I should be approaching. So a lot of, when me and my team discussed, few of the members told that, okay, I think we should pitch the CEO. I think we should pitch the head of the department. But honestly, if you want to break the ice, my target audience would be the head of operations. My target audience would be the people who is handling in the production of a manufacturing unit. Because the CEO wouldn't have time to read my proposal, but sure will a head of operations have. So that's very important for you to bifurcate. Put as much as energies to understand who your ideal customer is and who isn't. Next question. Now, what are the core values of my business? This is the most simplest question you will understand, but trust me, it's so difficult to implement. Another practical example I'd like to give. So I was working for a luxury brand, okay, and one of their core values was not just luxury, but also eco-friendly. So all of their products were actually very much vegan, eco-friendly, and that's what they propagate. So what we did was we listed a 5 to 6 core values. We understood that it's not just luxury, it's not just quality, it's not just timelessness. We also understood the deeper core values of a business. which was eco-friendly, which was caring, caring for animals, which was understanding and empathizing human requirements, which was making a difference in the world. But no one ever digs so deep to understand core values. It's very easy to find four core values on any company's website, but that's not how core values work. You need to go deeper. You need to go deeper into your business model and understand what are you trying to serve. And trust me, once you figure that out, these core values, this will really help you in how you're communicating with your ideal customer, be it offline or online. It's very important. Now, fourth question. Now, what is the business language my consumer likes? So, I'll give you an example. If I want to pitch Amazon tomorrow, and if I want to tell that, hey, I want to pitch for the content strategy, I want to take care of all the social media aspects of your brand, and I know Amazon is a big brand. So, what would I do to pitch them so that they like me? I'll make sure that my business language is something which they really like. Now, Amazon as a brand, if I research more about it, we all know it is built on innovation. It is built on variety. It is built on words like robust. It is built on words like diversity. So I will make sure that I use all these words to match Amazon so that they are convinced. Now let's come to your business. Does your consumer love eco-friendly stuff? Does your consumer has a value that would want to ease out their pain problem? So use words. First, make a list of words. Okay, so I think that my consumer loves luxury products. So please talk to them like this. Please tell them, hey, so these are my premium products, and I'm sure that this will really look very timeless on you. Trust me, guys, a lot of people ignore such words, such adjectives while communicating to their prospective customer, and that is why they miss out on big, big opportunities. Now, Creative Commute started as a very, it started as catering to Indian cities. But I could, in the span of 5 to 6 months, I have two international clients already. And in what language do you think I spoke? I understood their industry. I made sure that they get what they are looking for in a very smart way. So one of my clients is in a life coaching industry. So I made sure that I used and she loves the word. She was her main business is to make people feel positive, to make help other coaches and business coaches improve their consumer journey. So I made sure that I used words like, okay, I believe that our energies can really match. Let's create a synergy together. These were the words I used. I mean, and she was impressed. And she was like, okay, this is the kind of thing I want my team member to have. And hence, my prospective client became a customer. So I made sure that I used a business language which my consumer likes. And I would suggest that you use it for yourself as well. Fifth question. Is my brand communication constant across all the channels? Now, what happens is, guys, when I say channels, everyone thinks the one of the most important channel is digital media, where I understand. But please understand, your channel can also be your office. Your channel can also be your salesperson. Your channel can also be your office staff. Your channel can also be a person visiting your website. If your communication is not the same across all these channels, then please stop wondering why aren't you getting sales. It has to be the same. I mean, how can, for example, say you are going to meet out 4 different people today. Will you be the same across all the 4? And yeah, these 4 people, you've never met them in your life. Of course, you will be showing the same core value to all those 4 different people. You cannot act very intelligent in front of someone and very, different in front of another person. You have to be the same, and that is how your brand is. You need to have some core value, close. Of course, once you acquire that customer, you can have your own building customer relationship, that for one customer you can give an extra discount and all of this. So that's at a later stage. This is the stage where you need to understand. Talk to your salesperson. Do they communicate the same message what you communicate to your client? Or talk to your office staff. As soon as a client enters, how do they treat? Please create a list of check boxes from your website. For example, if someone comes on your website and reads information that I produce so and so services which are eco-friendly, but this important message is missed by your salesperson. Then what is the use of a brand communication? Please make sure that all these aspects are ticked, or your core values are ticked across all aspects, from digital medium, from social media, from even your website for that matter, to your office staff. Everything has to be ticked, and that is why this becomes the fifth most important question to have an epic brand strategy, which is my session about six. How is the consumer journey for my business? Now, a lot of you might not really understand what a consumer journey is. And let me tell you, consumer journey is basically from the time your consumer does not know your business existed till the time where your consumer has acquired your service or product and enjoyed it. That is a consumer journey. From the time, I repeat, your consumer journey is the process from the day he or she did not know that you had a business, and then he or she started searching online, started understanding reviews, talked to a few friends, took some feedbacks, a lot of influencing factors here come, and then finally approaches you, takes your product, consumes it, and it's a never long process. And your consumer journey, guys, will never ever end. Your job is to make your consumer happy till your business is there. You can never be like, okay, now I've sold my products, my job is done. No, your job is never done. And that is the complexities of business. Now, how many times are you following backs of your consumer? When was the last time you told him or her that, are you happy with the service? Is there any requirements? Do you wish your consumers on Pongal? Do you wish on your prospective clients on important days like Diwali or Christmas? Do you ever schedule weekly calls or Zoom meetings to understand about their industry and give them free consultation calls? These are the important aspects. By the way, guys, in the last 6 months, I gave 5 free 1 hour consultations calls, very deep dive consultation calls, which in foreign they pay $700. And I gave that for free. Now, because of those free consultation calls, I could increase my business to a global level. And that is what I want you to do. Please leverage all of this. You need to, and please understand, guys, business is made of people, for the people, and by the people. You are a person who is interacting with another person. And as much as emotions you have, the other person also has an emotion. So please be very empathizing. So that's very important. Now, in consumer journey, there comes the start point. Now, when your consumer, for example, clicks on your website, okay, and probably fills in all the details, email ID and everything. So everyone has a lead magnet, right? Now, what is a lead magnet? Lead magnet is like whenever we put anything for free on the website and attract consumers that, hey, if you put your details, we'll give you a free PDF or a free bonus. So that makes the consumer entice, and he or she will probably give the details. Now, as soon as that's downloaded, a lot of businesses stop interacting with those customers. They just think that, okay, now we have the data, that's it, and they're satisfied. No, that's not where your job ends. Your job is to take out those email IDs, drop an email to them, schedule a call with them, understand deep dive what are they actually looking for, give them a good analysis of their preferences, and then give and pitch your products and services. And after that, if they are given, and another thing which no one talks, after they are done with their products, how you're sending them the invoice is also very important. And after that, how you're following up them so that they pay on time is also very important. After they have paid, your job is not done. How are you also engaging that, sir or ma'am, are you happy with my service? Or sir, ma'am, is there any obstacle? If yes, I will share my manager's number and he or she will get in contact with you. Trust me, this is the most fundamental success of a business. The more invested you are in your consumer journey, the more returns you will get in your business journey. Simple mantra has helped me and I'm sure will help you. So, Harshita, can we go back and we'll do quick revision of 6 questions and then we'll go to the future slide. Just come to the question 1. So here are the 6 questions. 6 important questions. First question: what am I trying to solve with my business? Wait, Harshita. So over here, I explained you about what are the pain points your business should primarily solve. Second question:
I highly
Please,
recommend you to write these questions in your notes. So yeah.
yeah. Second, who is my ideal customer and who isn't? Please don't just focus on your ideal customer part, and also focus on who you shouldn't target. You know that your energies will go for a waste. So that's very, I also gave you some practical examples of how I approached big brands. Next, what are the core values of business? Please don't just end up having just four core values. Go dig deep dive, understand that this is your business. Just like you have a personality, your business also has a personality. Treat your business like a friend and understand 10 to 12 core values, that okay, this is what my business stands for and this is what I will inculcate in all my marketing strategies. Fourth, what is my business language my consumer likes? I think I spent a lot of time on this slide. So this is basically about your consumer should get an information what he or she was primarily looking for. If you're pitching a very big luxurious brand, please use words like premium, please use words like high quality, please use words like never ending support. If you're approaching a brand, for example, say which is very affordable, please use words like robust, please use words like, you know, very affordable prices. I mean, just go with such words, understand, match the vibe, and that's how your business language should be across your digital, your offline, and your salesperson. Fifth question, is my brand communication constant from your office, from your staff, from you, from your website, from your digital mediums? Everything should have the same communication. You cannot be eco-friendly on your website and suddenly your salesperson tells that no, we don't care about eco-friendliness. No, that's not how, that's a death for a brand. You need to be very constant across all your channels. Sixth question, how is the consumer journey for my business? I think we had a very good discussion here. I will not waste a lot of time so that we have more time for Q&A. And yeah, let's go. Now, guys, I'll be explaining a practical example. So Apex was one of my first clients when I started Creative Commute. Apex is actually a CAT coaching institute. And honestly, Apex, now I'll tell you few important points about Apex, okay, guys? Apex is in a market like Vishakhapatnam. In Vishakhapatnam, we already have another competitor who is strong enough. So what we made sure that we, you know, now go to the next slide. It's actually a story. So I'll be explaining you story of how I helped Apex. What are my future plans? Yeah, story time. Please listen to this carefully. I'll be sharing some. Hashira, please go behind. Yeah, story time now. Just pause it for 5-10 minutes. I'll tell when to go next. So, guys, Apex is a CAT coaching institute. Take out your notes. I'll be sharing some really good strategies which you can implement for your freelance business or a manufacturing business or anything. Firstly, I understood what is Apex. Okay, so Apex is a CAT coaching institute. Then I spoke to the CEO and I asked them, what is your USP? The USP which they told is, we give personal attention to every student. I was like, okay, so if you're giving personal attention to every student, what if you have 200 enrolls? And they were like, no, the Vizag market is already saturated, so our maximum enrollments can only be 100. And that is where we have a team which can give personal assistance. I was like, fair enough. So that comes your second USP, that you have limited batch size. Okay, so when I was conversing with the CEO, I understood more and more points. Third point which I understood, I was like, what makes you stand apart from your competition? So the CEO quickly told that we make sure that we have regular mentoring sessions, not just when the CAT exam comes, but also in the start, so that we understand the person. Okay, I was like, okay, this is really important. This needs to be reflected. So the fourth point which I asked the CEO. So these are the questions I always ask my clients. Who are you? What is your USP? What makes you stand apart from your competition? If you, and this is what I want you to ask yourself. Today, just like you, there are 10,000 people in the market. I mean, you think I'm the only one? Trust me, every second day, someone or the other is starting a marketing agency. And if you ask me, am I insecure? No, I'm not at all insecure. I'm very confident of my skills because I know I will offer something which no one will offer. And my offer is mostly very personal oriented. I make sure that the client connects with me instantly. And that is what we pitched for Apex. So with Apex, we wanted to position ourselves as an institute which is for all type of students, not just. So in India, most of the exams like CAT and all is usually cracked by IITians, very smart people. So we were like, and in Vizag, we understood the market. The level of students were not very high, but these were our students, these were our prospective leads, and we wanted to convert them. So then we broke down into content pillars. So Apex will, so what I did, me and my team, we thought that, one of the most important things which we need to convince people is that success stories. We need to show people that we have results, because Apex definitely has a lot of results in Vizag, but they haven't yet shown or communicated with people on the digital front. So we showed results. We started series like, I don't know how many of you know Humans of Bombay. So they have like a lot of stories to tell it to people. So we started some series on those lines. For example, when I was looking for a cat coaching institute, I found out Apex, and when I went to Apex, I was really impressed with the demo. So we made sure that we took out such content from the existing students. We made it very real online, because it is a very real. Of course, they lack strategy. Now in Vizag, digital doesn't really work. Another blunt fact. In Vizag, what will primarily work is, for example, I did a survey for this business. Now 60% of their leads would come from referrals, would come from talking to friends, and would come from college seminars. I was like, referrals and friends is not something which we can control. So let's do a college seminar. I smartly, so the other day, one of my college person asked me that if I could give a seminar, and I was like, okay, this will be a jackpot. I gathered few of my friends from Apex. I was like, okay, I think this is a very smart way where we can also brand Apex. We went, we gave a college seminar about our journey, about how this cat coaching institute saved lives. And trust me, in that seminar, at least 70 to 80 people knew what Apex was. Otherwise, no one knew about this cat coaching institute. And that is where my strategy starts. First, make your audience aware who you are. Do they even know who, if you're existing? If they do not know you're existing, no amount of digital strategy is going to work. Another thing which we did, we made the CEO and founder of Apex actually deliver a very good speech in collaboration with an organization called ISAC. So he actually, so we also designed a very good presentation of how he should go about. And trust me, he got a lot of inquiries after that presentation. So in the market like Vizag, offline conversations, seminars, webinars really work. And that's how we engage. Now for digital strategy, what did we do? People believe in stories, and that is what we did in Vizag. Not just Facebook and Instagram. We made sure that we leveraged websites like Quora. So in Quora, there was this one very trending question, which was like, which is the best cat coaching institute? We made sure we took out the Google review forms, we elaborated them, we spoke to different people. With their consent, we gave them the answer because it was their answer only. And we made sure that they posted on time with specific keywords and URLs. Bang, we were really high on Quora, and we are still now. So here are few. So I'll just summarize this entire strategy for Apex. First strategy, went and spoke to the CEO, asked 5 important questions: who you are, what is your USP, what makes you stand ahead of your competition, how does your is your Vizag market saturated? Okay. Second, I took a seminar. What really works? 60% of the leads comes from referrals, friends, and seminars. 40% of the leads comes from digital front. Third, Quora was one of the platform which was getting a lot of use, so we didn't leave any stone unturned. Fourth, we made sure we combined all these strategies, and I will be showing you results going forward. Fifth, now we have a strategy to make Apex go pan India. We will make sure that we invest a lot in ads, very strategically, of course, and make sure that we understand the pulse of how the entire India is looking for. So Apex will soon be positioned as a cat coaching institute which will solve any weak student's problem, can make his or her dream to reach to a college like even IIM. This is my entire brand strategy explained you with a practical example, and I'm going to show you the results. Go ahead, Harshita. So you can see, of course, bit of social media. brand positioning, we introduced series, value added content, drove traffic to the website. Yeah, we are currently working on the website as well. It's not yet done. We increased engagement, spoke about USPs, customized content, not just digital, guys. By the way, if you have observed, whatever I told you in the story mostly had offline strategies. So please don't tell me every see. I am a huge propagator of digital marketing. I myself own one, but this is the reality. Only digital marketing will not help you. You need to go beyond digital marketing. It is an overall marketing perspective you need to go ahead with. Next. And soon next slide, Harshita. Yeah, we ranked on Google for specific key terms. We ranked on Quora. We built credibility. There were inquiries and footfalls. Few people would like, "Hey, sir, I saw your about your institute on Google. Sir, we saw your institute in Quora." So that was a strategy which we made, and it worked. Of course, we have a long way to go. I wouldn't say we are. I'm doing absolutely the best, but yeah, I definitely set up a great foundation for this institute. A lot of people now finally know. In the last 5 months, this brand reached to more than 20 to 40,000 people, 95% via organic work. Yeah, next. So, in conclusion, this is what you should be focusing on your business. Definitely online presence, definitely digital campaigns, but most importantly, integrated marketing. What is integrated marketing? How you have your offline and online channels in place. This is really important. Please ask yourself questions like, when was the last time I reflected on my business? When is the last time I understood what my customer really wants? When is the last time I had interviews or questionnaires with my customer that, hey, what is that one thing you like about my business? Hey, can you please suggest me some feedbacks of how can I improve my business? You need to ask real questions to your prospective people. Even they'll be interested. They would be happy to help you out. And that only makes a kick ass successful marketing strategy. So, guys, yeah, next slide. This is one quote I really believe in, and I'm a believer of. Content builds relationships. Relationships are built on trust, and trust drives revenue. What is content? Content is not just anything which you see online. It's also how you speak, what you communicate. Your entire business thrives on communication. If you do not have a strong communication, even if you spend 1 crore in your marketing, it will fail. Sorry for being truthful, but this is the reality. You need to work on how you're communicating about your business to your customers. And by this, I took 30 minutes of your time, gave you practical things of what I did for me, for my clients. And if you have any questions, you can drop on the messages. Harshita will guide you, and you can take a screenshot of this. I'm very active on LinkedIn, by the way. So yeah, you can just type Alekhya Rakhij and you will find there. This is my contact number. This is my email ID. Last slide is what I always end my pitch deck for clients also. I always ask them a question saying that, Harshita, next slide. Let's grow. Simple 2 words. But if I'm going to ask let's grow, who on this planet will tell a no? They would always say a yes, and that's how they follow up back. So use these strategies. Hope your business grows. Hope your dreams flourish, and hope in whatever industry you are or you are going to be, you achieve everything. Thank you so much. I hope you had a power packed good session. Now I'm open to questions.
What a phenomenal session, Alekhya. Thank you so much for it. I was
Thank you.
like making notes of it on the FIFO side by side, and so that I don't miss it. And it like I noted all the points, especially on the story time thing.
Thank you so much. So I wanted to keep it very crisp and short. I'm usually that person, very to the point,
Right.
or not beating around the bush. Can you explain about pitching awesome energy and passion? I love your
Let's
voice.
start with the question from the first one, and then like
Yeah, yeah.
side one by
Sure,
one
sure,
we
sure.
can take up.
Yeah, you can
So
guide me.
sure. So Vik asks, my identity must be conveyed in same approach. That you mean right? That you mean right for better communication and creating trust.
Can we make him speak? I mean, I would love if
Yes.
people speak. Can you give
Yes.
that right to Souvik if you don't mind?
I'll give the right to everyone, I guess.
Okay, awesome.
If matlab, whenever they want, they can unmute and ask the question. One by one, we can take up questions because
Yeah,
it will be like boring to read the questions, I guess.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, Sovik, I guess you can unmute and communicate.
Actually, anyone can just unmute and communicate. It's okay. Like, let's not
Yes, yes.
go. Anyone who's Priyanka is raising her hand. Priyanka, you can ask your question.
Priyanka, you can unmute. Try unmuting. Okay, Lalita is here. Hi, Lalita.
Hi,
Hi,
I have a
Lalita.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you say about pitching to B2B brands and companies?
Lalita, okay. B2B is a very interesting domain. I was very scared when I was venturing into B2B. But can you give me an example? Like, be
So,
specific. Which company you want to
yeah,
pitch?
so I have a prospect who is in B2B.
Hmm?
He's a founder of cloud computing software,
Okay.
SaaS.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know much about B2B industry and how to pitching them and how the process goes, onboarding process. Can you explain a bit?
So, yeah, sure. Lalita, trust me, don't care about how the onboarding process goes, but how much you understand about the industry is very important. Your first step should be what is cloud computing? Who is the CEO and founder? What are the competitors of his business? What is something which he is doing wrong, which his competition is doing right? Do an analysis, holistic analysis on digital. Basically, it's cloud computing, so everything is going to be digital front. Understand that what is his communication strategy. Does he want to position himself as a very innovative company? Does he want to position himself as a very dynamic company? Go dig deep, make a proposal, and yeah, then what you can do is probably find, so there are a lot of tools like Signal which will help you find an email ID, and I'm sure if he's the CEO he would also put a CTA.
He himself gave me the email ID to mail
Okay, he
me.
gave you the
He
email ID.
know company. Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. That's great. So you've done a very smart thing. Found his email ID. Create a pitch deck. That pitch deck should primarily consist of four important things. One is a competition analysis. Second is how they should be positioning their brand. Third is the loopholes, what they are doing and what their competitors are not. And last but not the least, how you as a person can contribute to the growth. Pitch it. Schedule a call with them. Explain with confidence. I think you will get the client. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We can take up a question from Sovik. I guess there is some issue that he is not able to speak. So I'll
Okay.
just communicate his question. How did you come up with the correct words, and how can we come across those words to wisely put them in the correct time?
Okay. So, Souvik, firstly, let me tell you, I've been analyzing and really loving social media in the past 3 years. So yeah, some experience does help. But if I had to tell a beginner, what I would do is I would go to the company website. I would understand. A lot of people ignore things like CEO's desk, what the founder believes. Please don't do that. Understand what the founder believes. See what the managing directors understand, what the team has the vision. A lot of information can be found on the website, and then try to understand, okay, so the founder has a vision to make sure that the company goes tenfold. The founder wants to create innovative strategies. You will find some keywords in each and every line. You will understand depending on the industry. Make sure that you inculcate that when you're communicating. If it's a luxurious brand, use words like premium. If it's a brand which is trying to cater to the middle class, use words like affordable. Basically your language should be depending on, can we get an example? Are you there, Souvik? Okay, so Souvik, I've answered your question. Go to the client's website, understand what the founders, the CEOs, and all want, and yeah, pitch it, make it personalized.
Yeah, I want to ask one question.
Sure, sure.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah. Uh, See, B2B online and how to price a product, what is the differentiation you want us to have? See, we are cater to B2B only. Now we want to go for a online sale. So the pricing aspect, how much percentage it should differentiate?
Okay, so give you a perspective, Lalit Kumar Akhicha is my uncle, and I really thank him for taking out his time. So yeah, okay. So what you should ideally be doing is first understand what is your brand and are you trying to cater now. What is your market? That's very important. First, understand your market. Now, in your market, how many competition, how many players do you have? Also, please understand what is your competition offering. What is their USPs? For example, in every company has a brochure or every company has something which lists down. For example, when I was talking about Apex, I was just going through their competition. So they offer personalized. So their competition is George Prep, by the way. So they are already online in India, and I was understanding, okay, what different are they offering? So they position themselves as an IIM grad. They position themselves as 100% success and all of that, and that's why they put good prices. So firstly, understand who your competition is, what are they offering, what are their prices, then see what differential can you bring. And I would always suggest, please put good prices. Don't just go. So a lot of people undersell themselves. Don't undersell yourself. Fix a price which depending on your competition. Try to see if you can, charge them 5,000, 10,000 extra because of your USP. And yeah, go for it. But it's a very subjective this thing. Differs in every industry. Maybe we can take it on a personal chat for your business in particular.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a question again from Souvik. How did you learn marketing from any experience or like any coach? Kindly share some valuable resources which can come handy for the upcoming and existing marketers.
Okay, so how did I learn marketing? I learned marketing by doing marketing. Simple answer. Do I have any mentors? No, my mentors were my internships. My mentors were my failed marketing strategies. My mentors were where some or the other thing didn't work. So I learned from doing, and that is the only thing you can learn. There is no, and yeah, I don't really consume a lot of content online, even though my business is online. But I do a lot of practice stuff. But yeah, I make sure that I have a connect. Like I have a, I do have some people in mind whenever I'm in any, query or any trouble. I do approach them and I do share my strategy. But most of my learnings have come from doing. Yeah. So do, and that's how you learn. It's very simple. There's no shortcut. You need to do it.
Okay,
Next.
there's a question. Could you please repeat uh, how a pitch should outline?
Okay, how a pitch should outline. First thing, understand who your client is. First, okay, so there are 2 points. One is your research point, one is how you're presenting. So, your research one, you should understand who your client is, and who their competition is. From how will you present? First, always present by telling, introduce yourself. So Tejasvi, I will also suggest that I also have a group called Lessons by Alekhya, where every Friday 9 to 9:30 I teach all of this practical stuff for free, helping upcoming freelancers and marketers. I'll also, you can connect with Harshita and she can share you the group link. But I'll just explain this briefly. So what you can do is make sure that your pitch has a proper competition analysis, your what your client is currently doing online but has loopholes, what your competition is doing right and your client should be doing it. Fourth thing, always talk about what's bigger vision, how to take them to another level, show them that trust. And last but not the least, what you as a person can add value. Why should your client invest in you every month? That should be the most important point. So yeah, you can cover all these things. But yeah, I do take free sessions every Friday 9 to 9:30. Harshita can share the link. Harshita, you can actually put the link on the message. Should I share the link with you?
Sure, the group link, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, next question. I'll just share the group link and we have a lot of such discussions. Harshita, we can take the other question.
Did we took that question, how to generate leads?
How to generate lead? That's a very general question. What do you mean by so generate leads are two strategies. One is see if your market has potential of offline marketing, and second is online marketing. I follow this model called AIDA model. I'll type it on the chat. AIDA model. This is my go-to model. And so A is awareness. So most of your target audience does not know who you are. So you need to create an awareness strategy. Then comes your interest model. Oh, I need to make sure that I do something which makes my audience interested in who I am. Then comes the desire. Your audience, your target potential segment should actually be very much interested to invest with you, because come on, if you're serving a high price services, that's very important. Then comes the action model, where actually the sales happen. Trust me, it's not as easy as I told you. It takes a lot of research and everything. But if I had to give you a model which I follow for my clients or even for my business, it's AIDA model: awareness, interest, desire, and action. Hope it helps.
I hope your question is answered, Akansha. For more, if you want like more information, you can directly connect with Akhilia on LinkedIn, and I guess she will be happy to answer.
I think Shreya asked that question.
I can see Akansha.
Okay, Jasmini asked, I didn't get what you did at Quora. So to understand, Quora is a very different social media, I would consider as a social media platform. It's where people ask questions and we give answers. And you have to make sure that your answers are very big, exhaustive, have specific keywords which your target audience is searching online, and make your answers accordingly and solve their pain points. So, Jasmine, I hope I answered your question. Okay, I think I've answered most of the questions.
Yeah. I guess you can put up the group link and your LinkedIn ID as well. So I'm audible, right?
Yeah. You are audible. Harshita, so I have shared the group link with you. How to find people whom you can help.